Large amounts of United States currency in the vehicle? How much money you got in there? Okay.
This marks the very moment when police pulled over a combat veteran and took his entire life savings.
He says it's $100,000. It's in a Ziploc sandwich baggie.
I must have had your ears burning because I was complaining about not having enough hundreds in my drawer.
On February 19, 2021, a retired Marine is pulled over by the Nevada Highway Patrol when he makes a bizarre confession, leading officers straight to a huge stack of cash. As surprising as this is, the events that follow will prove to be even more shocking, resulting in intense public scrutiny and a lawsuit that plans to challenge the American legal system.
There you go. The driver of this vehicle was following that red and blue semi-truck too closely, less than a second following distance. I was driving under this vehicle to stop him up here at Mustang, make sure everything's okay.
Officer Chris Brown pulls over Stephen Lara of Lubbock, Texas.
Travel appearance. Hey, good morning, Trooper Brown, Nevada Highway Patrol. How are you today? I'm doing great. Hey, the reason I'm stopping you is first talked about your follow. Yeah, you gotta navigate that. You got your driver's license with you?
Sure.
Awesome.
I appreciate you, by the way.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Do you have a registration card with you?
Well, it's a rental car here.
Okay.
So I do have my rental. If you don't mind, it's underneath here.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Any weapons in the vehicle? Oh, perfect. Yeah, if you can grab the rental contract, that'd be great, man.
Stephen tells Brown's questions without hesitation and appears to be in good spirits, completely unaware that this seemingly average traffic stop will soon transform into an all-out nightmare.
You said your daughter lives up in Portola?
No, 2 daughters.
Okay, they both up in Portola?
Yes.
Come on over here, man.
All right.
You a fighter?
I'm a fighter?
Yeah, you got a tap-out shirt on.
Well, I've got a lot of training. I'm a retired Marine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What'd you do for the Corps?
Well, I was a data chief initially, but then they changed the MOS to cybersecurity chief.
Okay. When'd you get out of the Corps?
I got out about 2 years ago.
Give me a second, man. All right, hang right there. Ever been in trouble with law enforcement before?
Never.
Okay.
While Trooper Brown radios in Stephen's information, Stephen truthfully answers all the questions about his job, hotel reservations, and weekend plans, as Trooper Brown is about to reveal that an unsafe following distance may not have been the only reason he was pulled over.
Hey, while I'm working on this, let me ask you something, man. This is going to sound kind of weird. Part of my job out here is I do what's called highway interdiction. I look for people that are smuggling contraband through our state, across the country, weapons, humans, drugs, illicit currency, things like that. Anything in the vehicle I should be aware of? Okay. No firearms? Okay. Any large amounts of United States currency in the vehicle? Okay. What's a large amount of U.S. currency to you? Okay. So there's over 10,000 in there? Okay. How much money you got in there? Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Would you give me permission to search your vehicle today? That's okay with you? Okay, perfect.
Regardless of one's belief, although he has the right to refuse, Stephen voluntarily agrees to let the trooper search his car, completely unaware of just how much he will come to regret.
Big job this way.
I'm about to see my daughters.
Right on. Out here in Reno? Out here in Reno?
Well, I'm not really worried about anything, so I'll give you any information you want. But.
As Trooper Brown gives Stephen the paperwork to read and sign, Trooper Tumanovo heads to his vehicle to get his sniffer dog, Jill, nicknamed Jillybean, to see if she finds anything suspicious.
Jillybean, 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 you're a pretty girl. We go play.
While some dogs sit to signal a positive hit, other dogs are trained to freeze, just as it appears Jill does while searching the car. After letting Trooper Brown know it was a positive alert, Trooper Brown searches the contents of the trunk when he comes across a camo backpack. Meanwhile, Stephen drops a bombshell on the trooper.
How with you? Our job is to look for traffickers. I'm not saying you are.
I'm a retired Marine.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I was just called here to help out.
Must be the haircut.
Is it? I don't know. I almost got the same if I would put it down. I don't know.
He's gonna find a large amount of cash in there.
Is he?
That's okay because I got my receipts in there too. So
How much cash?
a lot.
Hey, he said there's a large amount of cash in there.
I already told him.
Oh, did you? Okay.
So I don't have anything to hide from you guys, and I know it's not illegal to keep a large amount of cash either. So.
Nope, not at all. How much cash you got?
Probably about 100 grand.
100 grand? Whew. Have you ever been stopped before and had money taken from you? From the government? This is Reno, so...
I do have proof that it's cracked limb. I'm getting a repaired reimbursement.
Right. Oh, yeah, get to that point.
Whatever you need to do.
Trooper Brown makes a call to someone who, according to court documents, is DEA agent Shane Murray.
Hey Shane, how are you? Good. Hey, can you head out to a traffic stop? Or are you busy on that other stuff on today? So if I'm still searching a car, but a big bundle of money, it says probably at least 100,000.
After telling Agent Murray their location, Trooper Brown continues to search the contents of the trunk.
Hey, Brown. You just got something to tell you about the rim.
Y'all like real suspicious and all? That rim is cracked. You grab my phone, which is in the car, and you look at the last number I dialed, just hit redial. I won't even touch the phone. You'll see that there's a place up here in Reno that fixes cracked rims.
Okay.
Just because it's snowing, and that's all I was trying to do.
I appreciate that, sir.
No worries.
Unfortunately for Stephen, despite his assurance, Trooper Brown is still unsure of him.
This doesn't make sense. There's some receipts in here, though. But...
You said you put receipts in. Show us this money.
Okay.
But...
All right, man, so here's the deal, all right? I think you're a good guy, I don't know.
I'm a good guy.
So how much cash is that?
About 100 grand.
100 grand. Okay. So, as you know, right, I'm a vet, he's a vet, you're a vet. It's not illegal to carry currency, have currency.
Discipline and lots of savings.
What's that?
Discipline and lots of savings.
So with that being said, if you're willing to talk to me about it a little bit, I'd like to. I know you got a bunch of receipts in there. I just want to make sure that it is your currency, that it's not being used for nefarious activities, right? It's not money laundering or something like that going on. That's the question. Are you going to give it to him on this trip or no? Or that's just your nuts?
That's my here, and I buy them things, looking at you man to man in your eyes and telling you exactly.
I'm going to want to ask you here for a few minutes if you're willing to answer them. I'd appreciate that.
I have nothing to hide from you.
After Stephen agrees to further questioning, Trooper Brown reaches out to his sergeant, Glenn Rigdon, to update him on how things are progressing.
It's a strange one, but not a strange one. Consented to a search, said there was money up there. We located what he says is $100,000. It's in a Ziploc sandwich baggie.
Although it's not known what Agent Murray says to Trooper Brown, the call only lasts for about 40 seconds, and Trooper Brown informs him that he will start a brief with him, likely referring to Stephen.
Hey, Stephen. Stephen, you don't have any weapons on you, right? I know you're in... You mind if I just pat you down real quick? Face my car real quick now. Birdman, do me a favor. Have a seat in my front seat for me.
As with all other previous requests made by officers, this is something Stephen is more than willing to go along with because, as he puts it, he has nothing to hide. Unfortunately, however, he still doesn't seem to realize that the more he agrees to go along with their requests, the deeper the hole he has dug for himself will grow. Now that Stephen is aware of his rights, Trooper Brown can finally begin the questioning process.
So, what is the source of the currency that you have there?
Sources in how do I make my money?
Yeah.
I'm a retired U.S. Marine. I get money from the VA for my disability, and it's money that I have earned from my employment, my job, doing IT work for a hospital. Sure.
Why do you transport bulk currency like that?
Well, there's nothing illegal about it.
No.
It's I keep it on my person and I secure it.
Okay. So for security?
I don't trust banks. That's
okay.
why I have a large amount of currency there with all the receipts, which I keep in there for this type of purpose, in case anybody questions it. And if those receipts get looked into, you'll see that those are my...
Inform the trooper that he owns a debit card and only uses...
Is there any reason that you can think of?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, I gave you a consent to search the vehicle. I have nothing to hide, so...
Okay.
If the dog alerted you guys, I can't tell you where it's coming from, because I don't do that stuff.
Fair enough.
I can't control what happens after I drop it off.
In cases such as this one, if officers persist against the individual, at this juncture, it's crucial to cease further communication and seek legal representation. Stephen is being fully cooperative here, and yet the treatment he gets is contrary to law enforcement's claims that cooperation would prevent such actions.
If the currency was to be utilized for a business transaction, personal purchase, is it going to be used for any of those, or is this just your savings?
It's my savings, and I plan on buying, getting a home.
Okay.
For my daughters and I in Texas.
Okay. So you're planning to use that to buy a home in Texas?
Yes, absolutely.
Although Stephen has been an open book throughout this entire process, Trooper Tumanovow is keen to take Stephen's amenability a step further.
Hey, sir, you said you're okay with us going with your phone?
Last phone call I made just to verify that I was going to take that tire, that rim in to get it fixed.
Okay.
But yeah.
So I can look at everything else but your pictures?
Yeah,
That's fine? Okay.
Despite any officer's demeanor or apparent friendliness, it's imperative that one refuses access to their cell phone in a given situation. As awkward comes to a close, Sergeant Rigdon pulls up to the scene where he can be heard taking a call from DEA Agent Murray.
What's up, Shane?
There was just no way I was going to be able to make it out.
A money count after we get it, it'll probably be a couple hours.
Equitable sharing program. When an adoption takes back to the state or local agency, which is
He's in the military, gets the VA money.
Was he in the Marine Corps?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Marine Corps backpack. You guys get pictures?
I think Tristan, yeah. I'll put it on the car. We haven't done that.
While processing this information, Sergeant Rigdon briefly examines a bag of MoneyGrams and what appears to be money orders.
Balance is 1246.
Out with Stephen so he can share his findings with Sergeant Rigdon.
And there's got low balances on all these. But these are like 2019. I mean, there's not a lot in there.
Since the arrival of Sergeant Rigdon, Stephen appears slightly agitated, perhaps finally realizing just how out of control this situation has gotten. Despite his frustrations, even further.
Come on, Raptors? I know if you don't have time for me, it's all good.
I was a little frustrated, man, because I'm being treated like a criminal right now, and it's not your fault. This had a lot of bad experience with cops. I get it, bro.
It's very, very odd to carry 100K in cash like that.
Yeah, but it's not. It's been very professional. I didn't have anything to hide. That's why I let you search my vehicle.
Yeah.
So I mean, I told the gentleman here I don't trust banks.
But
And I
you
haven't
have 5 different banks to deal with. And then there's one other bank in there. So I mean, you do trust banks.
Well, no, I don't. It goes through Bank of America. But if you look at my banks, there's nothing else.
Help.
That's just it's my reasoning. It's my personal thing.
Oh, I'm not
And,
trying to convince you one
I
or the other. It's just it's not usual.
I understand.
And so we're looking for the unusual.
Sure. I understand.
With the currency and stuff, I mean, somebody ripped you off, or I mean, you look like you could take care of yourself in a fight, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel comfortable going around like that much.
20 years.
How come it's all hundreds?
So I don't have to keep more. I mean, if those were all ones, my God, I'd have to,
So you get more. Yeah. We usually weigh. It's actually a cookie. So if you weigh that and get the grams, and you multiply it by 100, you can weigh your money and watch it grow.
Learn something new every day.
It's very, very odd. We're going to do a little bit further investigation on it, and
After expressing his suspicions to Stephen, Sergeant Rigdon consults Trooper Brown, giving him an opportunity to share his opinion on the matter at hand.
what are your thoughts, Chris?
I kind of leaning more towards.
Tag dog on the currency, man.
Okay. Yeah, I mean everything lines, as odd as it is, everything lines up.
But the travel story and stuff like that, man, I'm going to get out my scale and look at that.
Sergeant Rigdon requests the assistance of a second sniffer dog. This time, Trooper Brown uses his own dog to detect the bag of money. Trooper Brown's dog has just given a positive hit on the bag of money. However, a of circulated U.S. currency is contaminated with cocaine, leading them to the conclusion that a positive canine alert to U.S. currency is not sufficiently reliable to determine that currency was used in an illicit drug transaction.
We'll go forward with it. Okay.
With the go-ahead from his sergeant to begin the adoption, Trooper Brown walks to his truck to get a bank bag. Meanwhile, Stephen looks noticeably more antsy as he seems to realize where this is headed.
So I noticed the cash is not there anymore. Where's it at?
The sergeant took it. They did a secondary sniff to see what spot. I don't know what happened with that. Everything is on camera.
Okay. I'm just asking because that's my money.
Hey, I get it. No worries.
Soon, the sheriff arrives and is caught up on the situation.
We got a positive alert on the currency by itself. They had a positive alert on the car. Right now, we're just trying to determine whether or not it was proceeds. I believe it is proceeds. These claims have been saving it up over 20 years.
It's really good, but it's just.
His travel plans are consistent with what we see with drug traffickers. So how much is in there?
About 100,000.
About 100,000. That money has not been saved up over 20 years. It is. And
No.
it's not 100,000.
Okay, well, I'm guessing. And so, 20 years.
Roger. What we're gonna do, I believe there's drug proceeds dog related to it.
Drug proceeds?
Yeah, it's very common, sir. We get people that are trafficking large quantities of marijuana from Northern California to all states east, even from Reno.
Sir, I can tell you right now, there's...
I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, okay? We're going to seize it today, but that doesn't mean we're the final judgment on it. To fight it, you're going to have to provide your pay stubs. You're going to have to provide your other receipts, stuff like that. Okay?
After receiving this distressing news, Stephen desperately tries to convince Sergeant Rigdon of his innocence one last time, not realizing that his mind has already